Hello, my name is Tine, and in this video I'll show you my new lathe. It's Bernardo Profi 600G. With working capacity 600 by 280 mm, I think it's no more a mini lathe, but a bench lathe. I ordered them from premzl, which is official Slovenian Bernardo dealer, and offered me a really good price. Now let's start at the beginning, with unboxing. It's my first time receiving some machine package like that, and yeah, it's a great feeling. Can't wait to open this wooden box. Here we got chip plate for under the lathe, digital readout since I take DRO version, inspection papers, box with basic tools and equipment, and almost completely assembled lathe screwed on a pallet. As every new machine, also this one is greased with anti-corrosion oil, which protect unpainted part from rust during transport. So first of all I do some rough cleaning. About 30 minutes later, after rough clean, it looked completely different, but I'll do some more fine cleaning in workshop. Now I'll take off the compound rest, tailstock, chuck guard and this splash guard because of easier transporting to its place in my workshop. After take off some parts, lathe look much smaller, become few kilo lighter and it definitely go through the door much easier. Its place in the workshop is already prepared. Next day few co-workers come after job, so we carry it lathe to its place. And here it is in its place. I didn't screw them on a table yet, I do that later when I know exact position. And here I got all the parts taken off the lathe. Next to lathe I also got amazing English manual with lot of details and pictures, and separate manual for the DRO with every step how to use it. In the toolbox we got MK2 and MK4 dead center with hard tip, 2 lead screw gears, set of outer jaws, 2 screwdrivers, key for tool clamping, chuck key, 2 wrench key, handles, set of hex case and a bottle for oiling. To plug the lathe I need 16M 5-pin socket, so I mount it next to a lathe, and then do some more fine cleaning before assembling the lathe back together. Chuck is full of oil, so I'll take it off and clean every part of it, then lube it with dry lube before assembly. Screw on the handles and lathe is ready to use, but before I check and mount the DRO. In the box we got nicely protected DRO display with transparent protective cover. It supports 110 or 240 volts, and it got 3 inputs. Installation is so simple, just screw the display on its holder and plug the cables for power supply and 2 scales. Now plug the power supply, one 3-phase for the lathe and other single phase for the DRO. Turn on the main switch on the lathe and DRO switch. Power indicator glow and DRO worked. Lathe worked, but before even first try I got some more things to clean. I can't imagine to work on a lathe without quick change tool post, so I take it next to a lathe with 6 holders for beginning. In basic kit we got tool post with a key, 2 basic holder, 1 holder with a groove for a round tool, the cut-off holder, and on my surprise there is also HSS cut-off blade. I didn't see yet this kind of tool post, but it's in quite solid and accurate. It's some kind of reverse piston type of tool post, but instead of push tool holder, that one pull tool holder on its grinded surface. Now remove the 4-way tool holder which come with the lathe and mount a new quick change tool post. Okay, let's check the lathe now. Start with few basic measures. Working area is 600 mm between centers and 280 mm swing over bed. Bed width is 150 mm. Entire lathe is 122 cm long. 52 cm high or about 75 cm high to top of DRO display. Width is about 70 cm total. So far I own the 300mm mini lathe. I'm looking for a bigger lathe for a while. Bernardo have really wide range of lathes, from smallest to biggest CSC one. But why I choose 600G model? Because it's the smallest lathe with all the equipment bigger one has. I actually want to buy a smaller lathe, like 450 size, but every lathe I look for, even for other brand, got some cons. Someone only got 2 speeds but need to change a belt, which is annoying. Other one doesn't have a lead screw direction switch and so on. Then I raise my price budget and come to this 600G, which got just all the equipment I want. This is 12-speed spindle transmission, lead screw inversion knob, 15-speed lead screw transmission, and of course automatic longitudinal and cross feed. Let's make a quick review around the lathe now. Splash guard is quite big, so we have a bunch of space behind the bed. On back side of lathe we can find main switch for the lathe, nicely managed cables and electrical cabinet with 2 relays, one for emergency button and other for safety switches in chuck guard and gear door. Then we got transformer from 400 to 220 volts and 24 volts, and 2 contactors for 2 direction of main motor. There are also 3-pin connector on the cabinet door, but didn't find yet why is it for. From top of cabinet we get power indicator light, button for run the motor and not aus emergency button. Below the cabinet we got 1 horsepower 400 volts induction motor with 1400 RPM. From the side we got a door with fancy hook and a safety switch, so lathe won't run if that door is open. Inside we can see dual belt from the motor to a spindle transmission, and some gears we need to change if we want to make treat bigger than 2.5mm pitch, or in case we want to make imperial treats. On the door is also a cover for spindle hole, which is 26mm. Let's go on best features now. Start with spindle transmission. It got 12 gears from 45 to 2000 RPM. For switching we always need to stop the spindle and then handily turn the chuck a bit until the gears are nicely engaged. Between every gear is a neutral if we need to turn the chuck manually. That transmission is great since we don't lose power of motor by decrease its RPM, but we multiply the torque. At 45 RPM we can barely turn the chuck because of gear ratio, and the motor got unstoppable torque. Under spindle transmission knob we got another 3-position knob. With that one we can turn off or choose direction of turning the lead screw. If you ask me, that function is very important. There are many lathes on market without that function, but it's mean that we can't make left-hand treat and automatic feed work only in one direction. An amazing feature of that lathe is lead screw transmission. We can see them on every bigger lathe, but I think it's the smallest lathe with that kind of transmission. It got 2 knobs, one with 5 gear and other with 3 gear, so it got 15 gears. Apron is big and solid for such a small lathe, so there's a lot of waste surface, which means that all 3 axes run smooth and so far they seem without backlash. Z and Z1 axis are grinded, while X axis is handily scrapped and that axis run amazingly smooth. Under the lead screw is another rod connected to switches, so we turn on the lathe in both direction with a handle on apron, which is always in reach of hand. I wasn't think that is so handy to work. On splash guard we got solid 12W LED light with a switch. Light seem good, but I think its location isn't perfect. LED doesn't flash into eyes, but it lights up workpiece from a back side. You already seen a chuck guard and chip guard. It may be good, but I will remove later because of easier filming. And honestly, I may forget to put them back on. Here we got a solid tailstock. I still seen a lathe with screw to fix the tailstock, but that one got a lever for quick release. It runs super nice and got 110mm of travel. Inside is MK2 conus, but the rod is so thick that there could easily be an MK3 conus. There's also blocking screw, 2 oiling nipple, scale on handle, and of course it all of 15mm of side shift for conus turning. Bed is designed so the tailstock runs on separate surface from the carriage. When I say there's a quite big carriage, that's what I mean. Crosslight got about 135mm of travel, and when it's fully open its lid is still 18cm crossed, so it's stiff without backlash, and also have a torn which allow to precisely set the tightness. Tool post light or Z1 axis got 70mm of travel and for its size runs surprisingly good. There are many brass oiling nipples on every moving part like axis, waist, treats and gears. Because this lathe got many gears inside, there are 3 separated oil-filled gearbox with oil level window. One is spindle gearbox, below is lead screw gearbox, and also apron gearbox contains oil. Digital readout isn't too big but got huge LCD display, so numbers are nicely readable. It's already set for lathe use, so it show double move of X-axis. It show numbers super fast for comfort work and also got many functions like conus turning, it got memory for 10 tools and so on. I didn't study much about that because position is pretty much all I need. Scale cables are nicely managed, all the scales are protected from all the sides, so there's really hard for some chip to come in. X-axis scale is really tiny and nicely mounted, almost unnoticed. DRO got 3 inputs, so it's on setup. I think we can use another scale for tailstock. It got TTL signal, but Chinese scale with TTL signal don't work on that DRO display. Let's try to run the lathe now. With a lever and apron we turn the lathe clockwise or counterclockwise. At lower gears, lathe is really quiet and noise rise up with RPMs, but specification says it's not louder than 85 dB in free run. Now let's check the feed functions. As I said, it got 12 gears for spindle and 15 gears for lead screw, which is powered from the spindle of course, so higher the spindle speed is, faster the lead screw will turn, no matter of lead screw gear. I searched a lot on internet but can't find how automatic feed works. There are smaller lathes with separated lead screw and feed rod, but 600G lathe got only lead screw which also powered feed functions. We got here 2 levers, one for half nut engage for turning treats, another for turn on the fine cross or longitudinally feed. Don't worry, they are protected inside, so we can turn automatic feed while half nut is engaged, or vice versa. We all know half nut function. It's useful at lower RPM for treat cutting. At higher RPM it can be extremely fast. Without changing a single gear we can set pitch from 0.25 to 2.5 mm per revolution. If we change a single gear we can extend range from 0.5 to 5 mm pitch. If we set gears in third version we can turn also in parallel treats. Lathe is serial equipped also with treat dial, so we can disengage half nut while cutting treats, but I prefer reverse returning. When the half nut is disengaged we can freely use automatic feed. We just push the other lever left and down for X-axis feed, or pull right and up for Z-axis feed. For turn direction simply switch the lead screw direction knob. I was expected this lever will be annoying to match the gear and turn on the feed, but actually turn on or off unbelievably smooth, in any position of gear, while half nut need to match the lead screw. Automatic feed speed is dependent on lead screw transmission. We can set speeds from 0.044 to 0.437 mm per revolution for Z-axis, or half of that values for X-axis or cross feed, which looks something like that on 2000 spindle RPM. I tried to make some measures with non-certified measuring tools and got same numbers as on checking papers. Okay, let's try to make some turning now. After cleaning, the chuck ran super nicely, so I climbed a piece of steel and tried to make first few passes. I only own a lathe for a few days, so I didn't work a lot with it. Actually, I only tried that few passes with different feed speeds and some parting. I need to get some feeling to know the lathe's limitation. So far I only have a minilathe cutting tool, which is clearly a weak point, so I have to buy a bunch of new cutting tools. As you see, I tried to cut 2mm of steel in a single pass without a strange noise or vibrations. I believe with proper size cutting tool it can handle much bigger passes, but I won't complain over the results. There's everything on this lathe in reach of hand. After a few minutes I already wore comfort with it, so I had to make some treat. Due to leadscrew gearbox, cutting treats is super fast with that lathe. Just put in a piece of inox bar, turn them to 12mm diameter, cut some chamfer, then put treat cutting tool and set gearbox to 3C for 1.75mm pitch and simply cut treat in few passes. Then I try some parting, hardest job for the lathe. I just quickly grind a HSS cutting tool and make some tries. Firstly in a steel bar with 160 RPM and 0.022mm cross feed there come out some nice chip and nice sound of cutting, just like on old big heavy lathes. On aluminium we can speed up everything and still get nice surface of parting. I just play a bit with the new lathe, but it cut so good I quickly had a full bucket of chips. That's pretty much it about Bernardo Profi 600G bench lathe. It's a big upgrade from a mini lathe, so I could just talk and talk, but the video already became quite long and I hope you get some common information about the machine. I was looking for a bigger lathe for a long time. There are many different brands with pretty much same machines, some with much lower price, but on the end I decided for Bernardo, which is in top price range. But as I read, it's worth to pay a bit more, even if the machine look identical. There are small differences, like handle switch is all metal here, there are built-in better bearings, it's assembled more precisely and so on. Plus Bernardo is Austrian brand, which is our neighbor country, so parts are accessible in few days. It's way too soon to say that's it, but so far I'm really impressed over new lathe, because it's way more solid than I was expected, it got just the equipment I want and all the gearing work better and quieter than I expected. For the end I would like to say thanks to premzl Trade, which organized everything as agreed and personally transport lathe right to my house free of charge. If you want to see more Bernardo products, go to their website where you can find really wide range of tools for woodworking, metalworking and lot more. There are retail prices on their website, but Slovenian customer contact premzl Trade for exact offer. Thanks for watching, like, share and subscribe if you like, and see you next year.